Hello everyone, this is Super Dimensional Bun. Today I'll be reviewing both of Bandai's high-grade versions of the Aile Strike Gundam from the TV series Gundam Seed. Now the one on your left is the original high-grade Aile Strike Gundam that was produced back in 2002 and retailed for 1,200 yen. The one on the right is the newer version, HGCE version of the Aile Strike Gundam that was produced in 2014 and retails just for 100 yen more at 1,300 yen. Now both kits came in 5 different colors. As you can see, yellow, white, blue, gray, and red. The only part that was yellow in the original kit was the V-fin. So let's start this review with the articulation of both kits. So starting with the head on the original. Turn 360 and has a little motion up and down. On HGCE version, of course, there's 360 motion. And the head can bend back a little further and bend forward a little bit more. Now you can kind of see it's a little bit double jointed. There's a ball joint at the top of the head and at the bottom, so kind of do a chicken motion with its head. Original, not so much. Actually, not at all. Now there's the waist. You can only twist a slight degree. Never mind, it can actually bend a lot more. But no leaning forward or back here. Newer version spins 360 on a ball joint and can lean forward just slightly, forward and back. There are 2 ball joints, one at the bottom of the waist and one in the middle. Now let's take a look at the arms. So shoulders spin 360, just a peg joint on the original, and the arm bends only 90 degrees, but it can twist 360. Now the newer version is connected via a ball joint, so the whole shoulder can rotate and spin, of course. The arm itself can spin 360. It's connected by a peg. Actually, same with the other one actually. But this is where the big difference comes. The arm can actually bend almost about 170 degrees. Much better than the original. And of course, the hands are connected by ball joints on both kits. Now let's look at the legs. Leg can go up a little more than 90 degrees. It has a good amount of balance on the original. Now the newer version can bend quite a bit more. I almost forgot to mention about the articulation of the hips. So in the original version, if you look at the skirt armor, you can see that the legs are connected via peg ball joints, and you see it has some degree of motion, and that's it for the twist, the turning of the legs. But in the newer version, they have almost unlimited, well, they do have unlimited range of turning, and well, 'Well, 'It's also, the legs can swivel. Plus there's also a peg area, so you can put Strike Gundam on a stand. So let's move to the accessories. Let's start with the Aile pack. So this is the Aile pack that comes with the original Strike Gundam. See, there's some range of motion for the two boosters on the bottom. Twist them around a bit. They're connected via polycaps. And this is the peg that connects to the back of the Strike Gundam. I'll go ahead and do that right now. So here's a polycap that fits the Aile Strike, the Aile pack. So these are the only things that move on the pack. Now let's take a look at the newer version of it. So the first thing you might notice is that the wings on top are much longer than the originals. It's practically 1.5 times larger. Half a time longer actually. These lower boosters turn just about the same. Maybe not as wide as the original, but not a big problem. And another weird thing is that the holders for the beam sabers can turn too. They're connected via plastic ball joints, not polycaps, but plastic, hard plastic. And lastly, the wings can fold down, which is a nice touch. It'd be very practical for storage. So this is the part that connects to the Strike Gundam. There's no polycap in here. It only stays in by friction. So my bit of advice for that is that you don't put it in too often and unplug it very often, because it might wear down the hole and it'll become loose. So you can see one's much larger than the other. And it creates some balance issues. In that sense, as it makes it very back heavy. Now, let's take a look what's next. So we have the shields. There's the shield for the original Strike. It only came in 3 colors: the gray piece, which is connected via polycap, the red, and the white. The yellow and this white part were all painted. This piece connects to the frame on the arm, like so. And here's a new version of it. Now, the yellow part came as the yellow parts came as separate pieces, well, one piece, so no need to paint there. The only thing that I painted on this shield was this white part. And the connector connects via a hole that's on the back of the frame on the forearms. Just go ahead and push that in. Now, just like the peg in the back of the Aile pack, I would not suggest plugging and unplugging the shield very often. Now let's take a look at the beam rifles. So here's the beam rifle of the original kit. Came in 4 parts, 2 pieces for the gun, 1 for the tip, and 1 for this other handle. And here's the newer version, which came in 5 pieces. The only difference is that there's another part for the scope in the front. Now, you might be able to see the difference is that it's a little longer than the original. I'm not sure why Bandai decided to do that, but I have no problems with that. Either way, they both look pretty good. And last but not least, beam sabers. So here's the beam saber that goes with the original kit. Now it's molded all in two pieces actually, the back cover for the hand and the hand which is connected together with the beam saber. It was all molded in one color, white. To make it look nice, you'd have to paint the hand and the beam saber separately. It did not come with any clear parts for the beam sabers that fit here, but you could. If you had extra beam sabers from other kits, they are compatible. Now it's not. Now the hand wouldn't be angled as nicely as this hand, but at least you'd get a nice effect with the clear beam saber parts. So with the new kit, you get two clear beam saber parts, and they're actually much longer than the original beam sabers. So go ahead and pull that out. There you can compare the two. Now the nice thing though is that the new beam saber parts can't fit in the original ones. So if you have both kits like I do, you can swap them out anytime you want. And last but not least, now these pieces only come with the new kit, the Armored Schneiders. One piece each, no need for assembly, and just slip into the hands. These are actually probably one of my more favorite pieces of the kit. They don't come with any other kit. I was a little disappointed that the original one did not come with it. Now let's take a look at the parts I painted on this kit. So on the Aile pack, I painted the yellow parts. This little black area right here. The red parts above the shoulders, and the black parts in the back of the engine, and also this gray part here, and also this red parts on the wings. Now let's take the Aile pack off. Now on the kit itself, I painted the white parts on the hip, or the waist, all these little black areas on the legs, the hip armor. Now these gray parts on the shoulders need to be painted, as well as the gray parts on the chest. Can't remember if this gray part needed to be painted or not. So little camera areas on the head need to be painted, the eyes need to be painted, and the white part on the V fin. Now on the feet, all this black and gray was painted in, and the red and black parts on the back, and also this gray part on the forearms, as well as a small part here on the upper thighs and the back of the thighs. So those were all the parts that I needed to paint on this kit to make it look more accurate. Now for a newer version of the kit, there was a little less painting that was involved. The wings also needed painting. See, the red part's actually molded in colored pieces. The gray part and the insides of the boosters. They weren't solid pieces like the old version. They were actually hollow. So, and there was actually some details in the back. If you were able to take this red piece off, you could tell that there were some details on these booster parts. So I painted them silver and gray. Now let's take this one off. Now back to the shield. I painted the white part here. That was it. I painted the eyes on the kit. I actually used the stickers for the camera, so you could paint them if you like. red part in the boosters, I mean the engines. The gray parts on the feet were painted. And of course the black parts in the small holes. And on the head as well. That was pretty much it. This kit didn't need a lot of attention. So that was a really good buying point of this kit. I guess lastly, the cameras inside the two beam guns I painted. Just a light blue color. And that was it. Now, for my recommendations. Now, if you don't have either of these kits, then I would definitely recommend the newer version, the HGCE version. As you can see, the proportions are a hell of a lot better than the original. Skinnier legs, smaller feet, smaller arms. Then there's the articulation. Now, the original kit is fairly good. You can actually do a kneeling pose with this kit. Do a lot better with the newer version. Posability is a lot greater with the newer kit, and the cost is really minimal. It's about $1 more, but you get a lot more for it. You get clear beam sabers, and you get 2 of them actually. And you get 2 armored Schneiders. So, now if you were like me and had the original kit, it's a personal choice. The kit's still pretty good. The original kit's still pretty good. It's good and sturdy, but I'd say that the appeal of the newer version was too great for me, and I had to go buy it. I went and buy it. Figured I would kit bash this one eventually. So, there you have it. Hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll catch you later.